Christmas Day. We got the Lakers coming up against the Phoenix Suns. Let's talk about them. How much better, Jalen Rose, is this Lakers roster than it was a season ago because of the depth that they were able to add?
It's actually dramatically better and improved and younger, more skilled, more talented. And how about this? Lakers cover all of the bases you want in pro sports. They have a storied franchise with superstars, LeBron and AD. They've built from within. Players like Kuzma, Caruso, and THT so far in the preseason. And then they can acquire top-level free agents. You saw that with Montrezl Harrell and Schroeder. So the Lakers cover all of the bases, and they're the clear-cut favorite in my opinion.
Yeah, what'll be interesting to watch here between now and early next week, Kyle Kuzma's up for his rookie contract extension. That deadline's Monday. And so if he doesn't agree to an extension, then he's playing the season without it, could become a restricted free agent next year. You know, that's a player who, this is an important year for him. You saw him really grow last year. You know, Doris Burke made a great point on my podcast the other day. You saw him learn what a good shot and a bad shot was because he was on a team where the games mattered. But I think watching those Kuzma talks in the next few days will be interesting.
All right, Jay, well, we're always going to talk about what we expect from LeBron and the Lakers, but what is the next phase of this conversation for him and his legacy? Because he's trying to add another championship, go back-to-back with the Lakers. That's what he went to L.A. for.
Jay Rose and I are about to get in another heated debate about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all time, Jay Rose. You know what's happening? Look, barring injury, Jay Rose, they're going to win their second. They're going to repeat. It just, barring injury to LeBron James, it just feels like, you know, when I write down all the names on a piece of paper, I'm like, damn, they signed KCP back. Wow, they got Kyle Kuzma. Man, they got Dennis Schroeder. Man, they got Montrezl Harrell. Man, they got Marcus Gasol. I'm like, well, man, they got Wesley Matthews? Hold on a second. And then I'm watching the preseason games, and I'm like, Taylor Horton-Tucker's putting in work like that? I'm like, how deep is this team? They're exponentially better than every other team in the National Basketball Association. You can write it down. And LeBron James, less is more. He led the league last year in assists. I think we're going to see the same of LeBron, just his ability as a facilitator to make the game easier for everybody. He can still put his foot on the gas when he has to, but I think we're going to see LeBron have another phenomenal year at facilitating and making the game as simplistic as possible.
Does that mean that they're your pick too, Jalen?
Absolutely, no question about it. Head and shoulders. And the thing is, LeBron can actually pace himself. It's a 72-game season. He just came out of the bubble. They have so much depth that Jay and I just talked about. And Woj just mentioned that so many players have things to play for, incentives as well, including Kuzma. So they're going to be eager to play those minutes and put up big numbers.
All right, well, he's played over 1,500 games. Over 60,000 minutes. So you're right. Pacing himself might be okay this season if he can with some of those guys and the depth that they've added around him. All right, you see this crew right here. I believe Jay Will's going to join us. We're going to all hang out. Fresh out of Wake Forest, he had the three-piece suit. You saw the vest. What's it like seeing him back that young? CP3 now 35 years old.
And he was a good influence on JR. You see JR dressed up too. Look great.
Okay, I guess so. Jay Will, let's start with you and those Phoenix Suns. They're a part of our doubleheader. We'll get another look at them tonight. But when you add CP3 into the mix, are they one of the eighth best team in the West? They've missed the playoffs for 10 straight seasons. Can they get back up there?
I think they make the playoffs this year, Maria. And I'll say this. I think CP3, granted, he had a spectacular year last year with OKC, was one of the bona fide leaders of that team. But I think this is a complete culture change for a very young team. I think the question is, you know, Devin Booker is very talented. You know, DeAndre Ayton is very talented. But it's time for them to take the next step in their careers. And I think that all is due to association, who you're around each and every day. What are those habits? And what are the standards for success and excellence? And I think CP3 brings that to the table. And also know that he won't just be the guy leading. He's also going to look for them to take part in how they want to lead as well. So it's a collaborative effort. And I think CP3 actually, if he can stay healthy, takes his team over the hump. And I think he gets them into the playoffs.
The Suns, for me, embody one of those teams in the league that show why the league is in such a great space. Luka did it last year. Basically came out of nowhere, led his team to the playoffs, became an all-NBA performer. Devin Booker has that chance. Ja Morant, also Trae Young in the Eastern Conference. Chris Paul's addition allows that to now happen.
And remember now, the play-in tournament is a permanent part of the schedule. So, even if you don't get the 8th seed, you're at 9, you're at 10, you're at 11 trying to get to 10. You're playing important basketball games late in the season. The Suns have not played an important regular season game in years, and that play-in allows teams like that to be in it later and to get experience with a young group in games that matter late in the season.
Yeah, they went 8-0 in the bubble. That was a great way to end the season, and you got to think that galvanizing force that CP3 was in Oklahoma City, he could also be for the Phoenix Suns.
Investigating the Clippers and executive consultant Jerry West over their recruitment of Kawhi Leonard in 2019. Earlier this week, TMZ was the first to report that a man who claims to be close to Kawhi and Kawhi's uncle, Dennis Robertson, sued West and the Clippers, saying that he is owed $2.5 million for his role in guiding Kawhi Leonard to come to L.A. West has denied any wrongdoing to TMZ. The investigation falls under the rule that prohibits indirect communications to show interest in a player. So if the league finds wrongdoing, the Clippers could be penalized with fines up to $10 million and a loss of draft picks. Kawhi was asked about the investigation after last night's Clippers preseason game.
Regarding the news of today, the NBA opening the investigation into the team, how well do you know Johnny Wilkes, and did he play any role in your recruitment to this team, your decision to join this team in 2019?
Not at all. That has nothing to do with me. Nobody persuade my mind to go somewhere. So, I'm from LA, and I grew up here my whole life, and out here, people try to, find any way to get some money. So it probably won't be the last. I know a lot of people out here.
ESPN insider Adrian Wojnarowski live on SportsCenter for more on this. And Woj, plain and simple, realistically, what kind of potential problems are the Clippers facing?
Sage, it's kind of hard to see a path with this Johnny Wilkes individual, to significant, if any, real sanctions. He's not the agent. He's not a family member. And, when you look at the suit and the things he said he provided to the Clippers, things such as, in the meeting with Kawhi, it would be important for you to tell him about how you're going to beat LeBron James and the Lakers. I mean, those are all kind of run-of-the-mill things that you're going to talk about with every player in a free agency meeting. But the league does, they will investigate when there's an allegation. They did investigate last year when there were some allegations about Kawhi Leonard's uncle and business associate Dennis Robertson, and they didn't find anything that was punishable to the league, but they'll look into it again now.
Okay, let's shift to James Harden and the Houston Rockets. The regular season begins next week, as we all know. Any progress, Woj, as his trade request still looms out there before next Wednesday's beginning?
Well, Houston's having conversations all over the league, well beyond Brooklyn and Philadelphia, those two preferred destinations for James Harden. But, they're finding this is a little bit of a difficult time of the year, to really have teams be really aggressive in making their offers. Everybody kind of thinks they're going to be pretty good right now. They kind of want to start the season, see what it looks like with their teams. But it can all change as you know in a trade scenario in a moment. But right now, there's nothing imminent. There's conversations both in the East and West, and the Rockets are going to try to be patient and get what they are really determined to get, which is a high-level young player and draft picks in any deal they do for James Harden.
All right, much more from Woj and company coming up on NBA Countdown, not just on the Rockets, but the entire league. That's top of the hour on ESPN2. Woj, thank you.